everybody, it's Christina here with another update. I just wanted to talk today about a topic that I really haven't talked about in a video before, and I'm bringing it up now because it's something that happened to me recently. And that topic is falling. Now, that's something for those of us with cerebral palsy that we don't really want to have to deal with, but unfortunately, sometimes it just happens, and the way that we handle it and the way that we handle it right after it happens can really make a difference in the recovery that we have. So my last fall was probably 2 weeks ago now, 2.5 weeks ago. And it wasn't really something that I was expecting. I've gone now probably since November without a fall. So November, December, January, February. I mean, it's been like 3 months since I fell last, right? But the thing about CP is, as careful as you are, sometimes the elements get in the way, and you really have to be as prepared as you can to protect yourself in the event of a fall. I would say, as far as tips for avoiding falls, my two biggest things are footwear and knowing when to ask for help. Now in the winter, I go to work with boots on, and I was able to find some boots off a store called the L Run store on Amazon. They have men's and women's boots, and these particular boots do go over my leg braces. There's no zippers, they're just elastic and they slide on. So I will always wear those into work, and then I have a pair of tennis shoes that I keep in my work bag, and I'll change into my tennis shoes when I get into the building. But this time of year, it is very important to have footwear with good traction. It really can make all the difference on those slippery surfaces. Also, besides footwear, I would never underestimate, the value of asking for help, because I know it's something that I don't always want to do, but it can help so much, and it makes me feel so much better knowing that I have someone to help me get where I'm going to go, and I don't necessarily have to worry about being on my own and, falling and then nobody's there, and, how is somebody going to help me if they don't know that I'm laying there on the ice. So just don't be afraid to ask for help. I'm very fortunate to have a coworker that comes out every day to my car, because she parks right next to me, and make sure that I get inside safely. And it doesn't embarrass me anymore. As a younger person, as a teenager, it might have, but honestly, nowadays, anything that I can do to avoid a fall is a good thing. So don't be ashamed of asking for help. My other fall prevention tip would be stretching. Stretch. Make sure that you're stretching every day, and if you're a stretch in the morning, stretch in the evening type person. In the winter, you might have to stretch in the middle of the day too. You might need to be a little bit more careful about how long you sit on the couch. I work from home on Wednesdays, and I try to get up every 45 minutes ish at least. Do some laps around the house, throw some laundry in, something, so that I'm not sitting all day. We really have to give our muscles a chance to stretch, loosen up a little bit, and it's going to help us to not be so stiff that we get up and we just completely lose our balance because our muscles are so tight. You've got to stretch regularly, especially in the winter, and that can really, really help when it comes to keeping your balance and avoiding falls. Now, what about after a fall? So falls happen sometimes, but after a fall happens, what can we do to help in the recovery? I would say this is not my biggest strength, because I don't fall very often, and sometimes I'm not very patient. But what I can tell you from my most recent fall experience, my cat says hi. What I can tell you from my most recent fall experience is that you really need to take it slow when you're beginning to do physical activity again. My last fall was on my knees, and I bruised and was uncomfortable for quite a few days. So what I did was I took it easy. I iced my knees. I took some Tylenol. And even after taking the whole weekend off, about midweek, I started feeling better. I had fallen on a Saturday. I started feeling better midweek, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I can start exercising now. And I exercised, I think, a little too much. And then my knees were not super happy. So I would just say, even after you've taken that rest period, to take it slow and slower than you think you need to take it when you're beginning to exercise again, because taking it nice and slow is going to ensure that you're not going to overdo something and, you know, make yourself more miserable, and kind of, you know, then lengthen that period of rest that you need before you're able to go back to exercising. It's hard to be patient like that. I'm not a patient person. I took my weekend off and I was like, all right, let's go. I want to get back into my exercising. I want to do this. I want to do this. And my body was like, no, Christina. So just listen to your body and, you know, try not to overdo it. So just to recap, the 3 biggest things really for me for fall prevention is just making sure that I'm stretching regularly. And then footwear is huge in the winter. Also, having good footwear so that you have better traction on those slippery surfaces. And then, of course, asking for help when you need it. We should never be afraid to ask for help, because if asking for help means that we avoid a fall, it's definitely worth it. Post fall, the biggest thing is just to take it slow, and take it slower than you think you need to take it, because I thought that I was taking it slow enough with this last fall, and yet I still ended up doing a little too much too fast and had to take a couple more days off of exercising. So just don't be afraid to take it slow and easy, and, you know, seek medical advice if you need it. If you fall and something looks, you know, seriously messed up, more than bruised, go get it checked out. Don't wait, because that's just going to amplify your recovery time. And what we want is to be able to treat that right away so that we can get back to our regular daily activities. So that's really it, guys. I just feel like falling is something that happens more now than any other time of year, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hopefully you all are out there staying safe and haven't had any falls. Thanks for watching.